It's so that I can work on some things on the back end. I have a bit of a cold. This is all kind of rushed, but Biden gave a speech last night. He gave a speech with this lighting, with Marines behind him, and he gave a speech where he declared half the country as an existential threat to democracy. Because of course he did. Now he's one of your betters, as it were. He's done this over and over and over again, and the people like him have done this over and over and over and over again. They do not view the people who disagree with them politically as human beings. Okay, the people on the left in the United States in particular. Okay, it's the same pattern is repeating across the West, but in the United States in particular, it is it is beyond insane. Beyond insane. Read critical race theory. Okay? Read the works of Kimberly Crenshaw, Gary Peller, Derek Bell, etc. Okay? You can read Herbert Marcuse and his repressive tolerance, which, by the way, the TLDR is when we do it, we're the good guys. When you do it, you're the bad guys. So it's permitted for us to do whatever we want to you because you're the bad guys. That's essentially Herbert Marcuse's repressive tolerance. Okay? These people are not authentic at all. Simply not. Okay? And that's why this is beginning to trend. This exact thing right here. This lighting. This insane lighting. Okay, I'm currently writing a dystopian fiction at the moment, and I imagine the aesthetic of the bad guys would look like this. It would look exactly like this. It probably is end up going to be this because I might just draw parallels from my home country. It might be incredibly easy for me to do so. Okay, and then you have the people on the right. It's like, the hypocrisy. Oh, the hypocrisy, guys. Oh, don't shoot. Oh my god, I fucking love talking about hypocrisy. Oh yeah, hypocrisy. Oh yeah, so good. Hypocrisy. Okay. I've been calling people hypocrite, and we're going to get into a bunch of previous Trevor reports of mine in the next segment, as it were. I've been going over the hypocrisy of my betters for 2 years, and other people have been calling them hypocrites longer than this. They do not care about you calling them a hypocrite. They view the world as whoever has the power and wields the power is correct. They've spent, at the very least, the past 2 years making the state proletariat, like a fascist. These people have fascist presuppositions. They engage in fascist praxis. And they do so for their post-Enlightenment Hegelian dialectic philosophy. They do it along those reasons. Reasons like Marx and Gentile, okay? This is their philosophical backing, okay? When they say our democracy, they mean the neocon neolib uniparty. Okay, they don't mean you, the voters. But when they say you, the voters, they mean the people who vote for the neocon neolib uniparty. Okay, this is a 20-minute speech of Biden saying the quiet part out loud. Okay, in both his words, actions, and visuals. Okay, CNN also decided to do this weird thing where they put a filter over the speech to change the lighting and colors because even CNN knew that this does not look good. This looks too disgusting. Okay? He called MAGA Republicans, Make America Great Again, right? He called them fascists, but they're the ones who are currently winning the primaries. They're the ones that the people want. Okay, and the reason they're against this, the reason they will, as we'll get into in a moment, deprive them from equal access to the public square, the reasons deprive them from equal access to the public square. Okay, treat them like second-class citizens in institutions. Okay, they have their brown shirts now. Okay, this is okay. Joe Biden. Don't get me wrong. Okay, there are people saying this is the Rubicon moment. There were people who said that he crossed the Rubicon with the with the FBI raid on Trump's castle or whatever. I'm not calling it his home; it's a castle. I've already said this before. But that's not the case. Biden Biden crossed the Rubicon a long time ago. He crossed the Rubicon a year ago when he said this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Biden has been delivering fascist adjacent speeches for the entirety of his presidency. Okay? It is his administration that is trying to make the state proletariat. It is his administration that has violated the rule of law over and over and over again. It is his administration that has expanded the scope of the federal government. It is his administration who has used his executive authority to illegally pass laws that are supposed to go through Congress first. He is the one who has overridden the will of the people over and over and over again. He is the one being incredibly divisive. Okay? But here is the trick. Here is the repressive tolerance. Okay? The repressive tolerance is Biden does something, then you disagree with it. Because you disagree with it, okay, that is somehow evidence that his actions are justified. Now that his actions are justified, he can do more and more actions that will deprive you from equal access to the public square, equal access to the rule of law. Okay, Trump's equal access to his Miranda rights were just violated last week. Okay, let's just get into the past month. Okay, the past month. Okay, there was the FBI raid, Sam Harris's insane comments. Okay. The Biden administration passing the buck of their disinfo board, their Ministry of Truth, as it were, okay, to private corporations. Then you have Biden early last month portraying their own administration and their fellow Democrats as Nazis while they use the FBI to conduct what we now know to be an illegal raid. Okay, that was Monday's video. Okay, but the hypocrisy, guys, the hypocrisy. They know they're hypocrites. Okay. They know that they are hypocrites, okay? But they are continuing to be hypocrites anyway because they don't care, because the only thing that matters to them is power, and they do not care about the processes of how they acquire power, okay? If the processes work, then they're good. If the processes don't work, then they're bad. Okay, work in the sense that it gives them power. If it gives them power, then it is good. If it doesn't, then it is bad. That is repressive tolerance. That is what the Biden administration is doing. Okay, but let's continue. This is how people are treated in schools. If you have the incorrect beliefs while say hypothetically speaking having the incorrect skin color or the incorrect genitals between your legs exposed. Greenwich CT assistant principal's hiring discrimination ensures subtle child indoctrination. Quote, you don't hire Catholics because they are more conservative. Progressive teachers are savvy about delivering a democratic message. Jeremy Boland, assistant principal at COSCOB Elementary School, quote, believe it or not, the open-minded, more progressive teachers are actually more savvy about delivering a democratic message without really ever having to mention politics. This is my entire experience behind high school in this statement right here. I'm smart, much more intelligent than people would give me credit for, especially my betters. And what my betters would do is they would bring up something that's obviously political, but they would do it in a manner that would make the average person not notice. I notice this. I catch on to this. I get into a discussion with them saying this is not your job, and then they say that their obvious political messaging wasn't actually political, and that I was making the thing political. This happened over and over and over and over again. It was insane. It was insane to deal with. Okay, I don't know. This makes me upset for obvious reasons. Boland. So it's subtle. They, teachers I hire, will never say, oh, this is a liberal or democratic way of doing things. They'll just make it the norm. And this is how we handle things. It's subtle. That's how you get away with it. The conservative teacher who is stuck in their ways, I'll never be able to fire her, and I'll never be able to change her. So I make an impact with the next teacher I hire. Protestants in this area of Connecticut are probably the most liberal, but if they're Catholic, conservative, you don't hire them. If someone is raised hardcore Catholic, it's like they're brainwashed. You can never change their mindset. You seem pretty stuck in your ways too, but whatever, fine. For one position, I think we had 30 applicants. So out of all those applicants, I don't think I interviewed anybody over the age of 30. The older you get, the more set you are in your ways, the more conservative you get. Connecticut law, section 46A-60B1, specifically bars discriminatory employment practices. A violation occurs if anyone refuses to hire or employ people because of the individual's race, color, religious creed, age, sex, gender identity, or expression. Project Veritas released a video and its newly launched education series today, exposing a senior official of a prominent public school. He continues, of course. I love Project Veritas's ability to just make these people say the quiet part out loud. But anyway, so then there's this one, the racist. She's a teacher. Anyway, let's get into it. Prestigious NYC private school director touts sneaking her political agenda into classrooms, disrupt wherever I can. I felt like a double agent. Huge contingent of white boys are just horrible. I do have experience with this too in high school in California, where my betters have an obvious level of prejudice that they're engaging in. They hate me because of my beliefs. They hate me because I was born wrong. Okay, whether it be my skin color or my genitals, okay? They're the ones actively discriminating against me, and they're also discriminating against my personality, because I have the kind of personality that doesn't like being talked down to for being born wrong. Well, you know, I'm just a part of the huge contingent of white boys that are just horrible, apparently. You fucking racist piece of shit. Anyway, quote, I just keep trying to disrupt wherever I can. And now that I'm in this position, I have so many opportunities to do that. I hide how I feel, but I can't pretend I'm not promoting an agenda, even though I clearly am with all the stuff I am doing. There's always groups of teachers who want to do these activist things, but the administration just wouldn't let us. So we've been just sneaking things in through the cracks. When I first started there at Trinity High School, NYC, I hid my whole life. I felt like a double agent or something. Unfortunately, it's the white boys who feel entitled to express their opposite opinions and push back. Yes, like how just because I disagree with you politically, morally, ethically, and philosophically is not manifesting because I'm born wrong. It's manifesting because I have different concerns than you are. Because just like you, I am a sovereign, independent, moral agent, and just because I'm, again, born wrong doesn't mean I don't have a right to disagree with you, and it doesn't give you the right to treat me as a second-class citizen because of it. Anyway, there's a huge contingent of them that are just horrible. And you're like, are you always going to be horrible, or are you just going to be horrible right now? Don't know. I think they need to go. I think they are really awful people. They're so protected by capitalism. It makes me sad. You don't know what capitalism is. Okay? This is what I hate about my betters so much. Okay? They act so intelligent. They act so, to use socialist language, bourgeois. They act as if their opinions and their beliefs are the only ones that matter in this entire world, in this entire universe. Okay? But they're fucking dumb. They are as dumb as bricks. They do not read their own theory. Okay, I've read more leftist theory than most leftists ever will in their entire lives. I know more about their own beliefs than they do. Okay? But no, I'm just horrible. And I'm horrible because I disagree with them. And I'm born wrong. And I'm disagreeing with them while being born wrong. You fucking piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. This piece of shit. Jin Norris is her name. Don't give her any ammunition. Don't harass her or anything. Don't give her any false legitimacy or anything like that. Okay, let her be a piece of shit. There is a huge contingent of leftist piece of shit that are just horrible. I can play that game. I'm not going to. And the reason I'm not going to is because, unlike you, I'm not evil. But anyway, running low on time here, so let's move on. Antifa members clash with Proud Boys protesters at Texas Kids Drag Bunch. Okay, this is a bit of a story, and what people need to focus on is this is the new brown shirts. This is the American brown shirts. Is what Antifa are. Okay, we got the pride flag with the separate but equal racial pride stripes on that guy's chest, an ideological emblem that is basically the symbology of Kimberly Crenshaw's mapping the margins. They're armed, and you know what? They're allowed to exercise their Second Amendment rights, but they don't view me the same. They think I should be deprived of my Second Amendment rights for being born wrong while having the incorrect politics. But there's a drag show, and then they were bringing children to these drag shows, and then the people who are the most interested in not sexually debauching children predictably took issue with this, and then they were spit in the face by armed militants. These look like assault rifles. Okay, their term, assault rifle. I understand. Okay. I'm pro 2A. I know assault rifle is a stupid nonsense term, but they're wearing ideological symbols. They're wearing the ideological symbols of what is effectively American Nazism, and they got their guns, and they're. Yeah, because I've been informed by my betters that if you bring a gun to anywhere that you may or may not use defensively, that is you instigating force. That's what they said to the Kyle Rittenhouse. That's what they said about Kyle Rittenhouse. You know what? Have any of these people cross state lines? Perhaps no. But here's the thing. That is me again pointing out hypocrisy. And I'm so sick and tired of pointing out hypocrisy. They're hypocrites. You know they're hypocrites, and they know that you know that they're hypocrites. But they're going to continue being hypocrites anyway, because all they care about is power. And if the exercise of power requires them to debauch your children, they will do it. There is nothing sacred to these people except power. They view the world through the lens of power relations. Okay? That is the truth. That is the bottom line. Okay? But anyway, let's end this on a low note, I guess. Reuters put out a hit piece against the decentralization of the internet. Here's a shock of all shocks, right? If you deprive people from equal access to the public square, if you don't let people have equal access to the public square because they're a combination of being born wrong while having the incorrect politics, then what happens is enough of them band together and they start building the institutions. If you're a critical race theorist, you might call this a coalition of the margins to attack the center, right? Though in my context, I don't mean the Kimberly Crenshaw's version of the center, where it's a euphemism for white people. Okay, but this is just okay. This is they're the racists, okay? But then there's a bunch of just regular Americans who are just like, well, I'm kind of fed up with being treated like a second-class citizen for being born wrong. I'm kind of tired of being treated like a second-class citizen for having the incorrect politics. And so Reuters put out this hit piece, and as an individual, I am the ultimate minority, and as the ultimate minority, I am therefore a minority. And if you disagree with my assessment, then you are disagreeing with the lived experience of minorities. Anyway, let's read this from Reuters. A day after a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, last May, the video sharing website BitChute was amplifying a far-right conspiracy that the massacre was a so-called false flag operation meant to discredit gun-loving Americans. Dear author of this Reuters article, is fascism right-wing? If you answer yes, you have no idea what fascism is, and you should shut up because you are an ignorant rube. Anyway, there are three of the top 15 videos on the site that day blamed U.S. federal agents instead of the true culprit, a white supremacist teenager who had vowed to kill as many blacks as possible. You could also pay attention to the entirety of his manifesto. Oh wait, you can't do that because the FBI blocked the manifesto from just being regularly available. It completely scrubbed it. So we're left with some articles saying that he was right-wing and some articles saying that he was left-wing. Gee, if only we lived in some kind of constitutional republic where I could just access information in, I don't know, some kind of public square without fear or threat of being treated like a second-class citizen. Oh wait, we live in the American Empire, not the American Republic. But anyway, it keeps going. This is what's called a false frame. Okay? And this false frame is layered with their intent. BitChute has boomed as YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook tighten rules to combat misinformation and hate speech. Yes, you are depriving people from equal access to the public square because you believe they have the incorrect politics, and that gives you the right to discriminate against them. Whatever. An upstart BitChute rival, Odysee, has also taken off. Both promote themselves as free speech havens because they don't deprive people from equal access to the public square for being born wrong and or having the incorrect politics. And they're at the forefront of a fast-growing alternative media system that delivers once fringe ideas to millions of people worldwide. Oh no, they can access different information and make informed decisions for themselves without being deprived from equal access to the public square for being born wrong and or having the incorrect politics. Oh my god. You mean it's the internet 5 years ago? It's so stupid. Okay, as someone who uses BitChute and Odysee, okay, let's go to the main page on Odysee. Okay, let's go to the main page, and you know what? Cherry on top. Okay, I'll even sign out. I'll sign out. This is the experience that people get on Odysee. This is the main page. Not logging in. BitChute doesn't log any of my information because they're not evil. Anyway, you got some ordinary gamers reviewing a video game. We got Nickelback. We got a early 2011 review style video of an iPhone. We got movie reviews, show reviews. Oh no, we have some guy using a sword to cut a spear. Oh my god. We got we have such, oh man, such far right propaganda. We have animations. We have art. Oh my God, look at the far right propaganda. Look at fucking Lego City. look at this far right. Look at the far right Statue of Liberty, putting using sand on batteries. Look at this far right. Look at this far right psychology video. Look at this far right. Look at this far right. Look at this far right propaganda. We got. I mean, look, it's in the comedy section, and apparently comedy's far right. Apparently, look at these far right lifestyle videos. How to ensure your food forest feeds you fast. How to look at what kind of look at this poop color video. Oh my God! Look at the far right the far right music. We have a song parody. We have a bass cover of Architects. We have a fight against cancer with me. We have an anime electro song. We have I Like Reverb and Slipknot bass covers. We got what else? We got sports. We got soccer and motorcycles. This is not far right propaganda. It's just not. It's YouTube with a cryptocurrency integration. That's what and a blockchain network for video distribution. That's what Odysee is. Odysee is just YouTube 2.0. It's literally it. It's literally it. It's so I don't want to hear this. But anyway, just to kind of end it. True Social, Trump's network. Okay, the age old. If you don't like the fact that corporations have colonized the public square through commerce, then you can just build your own globally dominant social media platform. You could just build your own public square. If the public square is treating you as a second-class citizen, just build your own public square. So anyway, Trump built his own public square after he was deprived from equal access to the public square by his betters, and then his betters removed him from the public square, removed his public square from the public square because evil, corrupt monopolies. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. This is to leave it with anything. Okay, it's stop calling them hypocrites and start doing something about these hypocrites. They do not care that you call them a hypocrite, and I'm just going to leave it at that. In the meantime, my name is Trevor Brown, and you just watched the Trevor Report. Do click the Linktree down below in the description that I was forced to make because Linktree banned my Linktree for opposing Black nationalism. So I made my new one, and it's on my website instead of another Linktree because I don't like being made subject to my corporate overlords. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next one.
All of you brilliant viewers out there, my name is Trevor Brown. I am the editor-in-chief of Acropolis News Network because I can give myself whatever name and title I want because I own it. You could go to theacropolisnews.com or you could go to This Just Trevor on whatever Liberty platform is your choice. You know, except for the ones I'm not on because I haven't seen them pretty much.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.